All right, I'm gonna try using the back camera of the phone. I think it's better. At least I thought it was supposed to be better. I don't know really. Um, it's like an iPhone 7, so to be more concise and accurate with what I'm trying to say is so basically there's a large group of veterans with pain management issues is a like a general statement that you can make about it. So there's a ton of us diagnosed with degenerative discs. So there's damage in the discs in your cervical and lumbar spine, the whole spine at this point. I've got pain all over the fucking place, and the issue I run into, and I know a lot of other veterans run into, and people with back and neck problems. This isn't just veterans, but for some reason it seems rampant in my experience with different. We do like pain management groups, and even friends that I've met through the years that are veterans and people who know veterans and just other service members, men, women, it doesn't matter. It's uh, in the groups I've been in, it's generally, I mean, you can't even say that because men and women, there's a much higher number of men in the military than women, but it seems if you consider that, then the amount of women in pain management is a lot less. But that's because their numbers are less. So I think it's across the board. It's each group has its large amount of people with these issues, and I've talked to so many doctors and surgeons and specialists about uh, like treatment, and I've had nerve blocks and what's that thing you get when the hell is it women get when they're pregnant or when they're giving birth? It's not spinal tap. What the hell is it? That's a band or whatever. Uh, Injections, pain shots, cortisone shots, epidural. That's what it's called. I've had those all in my back and neck. Uh, Basically, they were probing to see, okay, well, we've located the pain, so they numb it, and then they give me the shots, and then it's supposed to give me months of relief. The problem is, I'm not getting a few hours relief, maybe a day at the most. And really, I think that was because of the numbing agent. And then I'm sore after, which is common because they're going into the deep tissue and like into the actual vertebrae, I think is the right word. Um, I always forget. They explain this shit to me constantly. Like I know what it looks like, and I can explain it if I had a diagram. But so they go in there and they inject it or they numb it. We had this one. It's a nerve radio frequency ablation where they like burn the nerve endings, and they heal. So they come back. So whatever that pain is that you're feeling is going to come back. But it's supposed to last a lot longer, and it helps with a lot of people. Not me. Nothing. And I've met a lot of people at the VA I've spoken to that are like the ones there that you can usually tell because they're not assholes, they're not pieces of shit. They're veterans as well. And I mean, there's assholes, pieces of shit that are veterans. There's a ton of them. But the ones at the VA that are employees, they're usually they're you can just tell them. It's like they're more, what's the word, apt. They're more apt to, I think that's the right way to say that, or the right way to use that, to ask you questions and see how you're doing. They're more personable. They're like your friend, but they're still doing their job. But they're more like, hey man, I go through the same thing, or oh yeah, my sister has that, or my brother, or my buddy, he's a veteran, his does that too, or here's what we tried. And so I've tried to network with people, and that's kind of why I want to do this because I feel like there's a lot of us, and there's a lot of people with these issues, and nobody's really, at least I haven't seen anything. And maybe I can get in contact with these people who maybe there are groups of us, or there are groups for pain management that I'm not aware of because really I don't see anything. There's a few or not websites, but really like Facebook groups that are a bunch of veterans, and there's little pages here and there, but I've never really seen an organized group and specific with this type of disability stuff. or just the pain management, because that's what my individual thing is. And I mean, they have a lot of research for like PTSD and depression and all the other stuff. And I mean, I'm seeing issues with the mental health side of it. It's fucking insane. Like, I can't even get a therapist. And I had a therapist on the phone, and it was some weird stuff, but that's like a whole other thing. But when you have a doctor basically gaff you off and lie to your face constantly, you get fucking sick of it. And I let shit I let shit happen and I shouldn't in the past, and not said anything because one, I'm ignorant to it. I'm not a doctor. I have no fucking idea. Now I have a better idea. I'm still not a doctor. And they love to hear themselves talk and tell me what I have. And then when I say, okay, yeah, I have this and I've tried this, I'm like, oh, well, did you try this? Yes. And then they want to explain to me how it helps and what it's for. I already understand that. I've been doing it for 10 years. Nothing's getting better, though. I'm getting worse and worse and worse. To the point now I can't even fucking work, and I want to work. I want a career. I want to have a retirement. I wanted to have 2 retirements. And government fell through, and I got out, and the state, I can't hold a job now. And it's extremely frustrating, and there's probably, I don't want to say a number, there's a shitload of people with worse, if not the same situation. I mean, you've got, what do they call them, welfare queens, these people that live off the government. And there's people that are like that, but there's people that are also suffering with disabilities, and they work. I mean, I hate it because you can see somebody with one leg or a prosthetic or whatnot, a missing limb, and it's like, you really think like I'm pathetic, and it's not the right way to think about it. It's wrong. I mean, that's not true, but that's my knee jerk, and a lot of people's knee jerk reaction is like, why the fuck are you taking up time? Why are you even in an appointment or taking up a spot for someone who probably really needs it? I do really need it, but I doubt myself because you can't see it. You might see me like wince or it look like I'm in pain, or I look like I'm mad because I'm in pain. And I have no idea what people see. I have no idea what I look like in their minds, because nobody tells me anything. And that's just, in general, I feel like that's, people don't just come up, hey, you look like an asshole. Hey, you know what? You look like a big phony. Like, that's a nice way to say it. You look like a shady motherfucker. You're like a liar. That's what you look like. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just like rambling about. I don't know what I'm perceived to be by these doctors and these nurses and these people. And I mean, you can look through my file and it says, well, he has degenerative disc and he's got arthritis, and one will say it's mild, one says it's a lot, it's bad, but they won't put it on paper. They won't write. They'll diagnose it with just like, yeah, well, it's degenerative disc. Yeah, but you said I have severe arthritis, like that of a 60-70-year-old person who's done has a lot of arthritis, like bad arthritis. But they won't say that, because then it becomes, well, now there's a possibility that their medical opinion and knowledge is going to come into question, and they're going to have to say something in court and that may be the case, but you're the doctor, you're the one getting paid. If you go on a VA website and look up a doctor, general practice doctor, I think that's what it's called, that's easily 6 figures plus. So not just 100,000, 130. It's probably more for pain management doctors and neurosurgeons, of course, but neurologists, any specialized doctor has to be making over 150 grand. That's just a year. Oh, it must be fucking nice. And I'm sure you have hardships in your job. Everybody does. The fucking kid at McDonald's that you just were disrespectful to, he has a fucking hard day. That shit sucks. You're hot, oil, you fucking smell like oil. You're fucking busting your ass. You're doing 100 things all day, every day. That's a shitty job. But it's also like, I mean, it's just anybody can do it type job. Well, I mean, they even, I'm not going to say that, but it's hardship. Even retail is crazy. It's what they have to go through. Like waitresses and waiters. I was just watching a movie last night. It was like waiting, but it was a little bit less production. It was Kevin Smith. recommended it like on God damn it, on Amazon Prime. It said recommended by Kevin Smith and some like his little. It must be a group. I googled it, but I got to look it up again and see what it is because it was like a film group, I guess, or a film website. Because I think he has a podcast, and I looked and I couldn't find it. I gotta look again. It's like Sofo or some shit like that. But I forget what was the name of that movie. I can't remember. Like the simple title of the movie I just watched, and it's really upsetting. It pisses me off. So I'm watching this movie, and this better be fucking recording. I hit the button earlier, and I thought I was talking to it for like 10 minutes, and I wasn't even recording. But it's the same premise as Waiting. It's a kitchen staff, and this one's more focused on shitty customers, and basically the kid who's gonna quit, and the rest of the staff all say, you know what, fuck it, they're gonna shut down this place. We're gonna lose our jobs. Let's run the restaurant. You know, they do it right. They still run a restaurant and serve the people, but treat the assholes the way they deserve to be treated. You know, the disrespect for the woman who's just talking down to them like she thinks she's better than them because she has a fucking bachelor's in arts or some bullshit, or because she's a manager somewhere, or because she runs a company. It doesn't fucking matter. You can be the best brain surgeon in the world. I don't give a fuck. You still treat people with the same respect and level of dignity that you do others. And that's a lot of people are like that. Most people aren't like that. You can call it being humble. A lot of people need to fucking take a humble pill. It's insane. And if you say something, then you're on social media and you're being recorded, and they call the cops, and it's like, and they try to attack you. It's silly. People are so fucking ignorant. It's insane, and it's just better to shut your mouth and just ignore them because nothing's gonna be. You can't explain simple logic to some people. Like, no, you shouldn't be fucking raising your voice and talking down to your waiter because you're having a shitty day. Yes, if they suck, tell them, dude, I've been waiting an hour for this, or you keep forgetting this. Like, this is ridiculous. That's fine if you have a legit complaint, but don't just be a cunt to be a cunt. It's just, it sucks for everybody. Everybody in the restaurant, everybody around, everybody at the business, who else works there, who else is there, seeking whatever it is that they're selling or providing. It's just shit like that just drives me nuts, and I'm just rambling about it. But that movie was like reinforcing that. Like, these people are working. You know, they have a life too, and for whatever reason, that's what they do. You know, some of them are working on other things, trying to better themselves. Some of them, that's just what they want to do. It's not your fucking life. Don't worry about it. You know, it's not hurting you. But that's how people are. We just moved this area, and there's a lot of entitled pieces of shit, and it makes me sick. There's so many smug assholes that really haven't done anything. What have they fucking contributed to the world? What do they fucking do besides breathe oxygen, spend money, and take up space in the town, in the area? They're just another fucking blip on the screen, another car in traffic that's in my fucking way when I'm trying to go to the doctor's appointment. There's so many fucking cars and people. I hate it. Why are there so many fucking people? Like, there's too many. The majority of them are ignorant assholes, just worried about their own bullshit, which is fine, but have common sense. Why am I? It's not fucking PSA. So, oh fuck, the neck, back pain, migraines, all that. I'm trying to find other veterans and who have dealt with pain management at the VA, and maybe there's somebody out there who has a magic wand that knows what's going on and how to fix it. But I've been told by my doctors that that's it. There's nothing. We've tried all these other therapies, so none of them are taking. Okay? So what they used to do was give people opiates. My doctor would only give me like anti-inflammatories and muscle relaxers, which that's the only thing I could praise my old doctor in Jacksonville on doing. He didn't pump me full of bullshit. He was a lying, useless motherfucker, and I hate him. Like, I hate that fucking person. And I tried to complain. I tried to go through their bullshit of what they call a. There's no checks and balances, whatever you want to call it. I complain. I told him what he fucking did. I told him I was in there and I said I was going to kill myself because I'm tired of being in pain and nobody's doing anything about it. And he said, I'm going to schedule you an appointment for a month. It was in a couple months when I got out to the waiting room. He was like, okay. He tried to, doing a little, I know the fucking word, to calm me down, like the de-escalation shit. And, I'm like, okay. He's like, no, we're going to help you. I understand, blah, 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 blah. And he walks me out. And okay. And go to the room, and I'm thinking they're going to, schedule me to see a therapist now. They scheduled me for a month later. And that was emergency. That's the situation. And I tried to make that clear. Look, I need to fucking see somebody. I'm not okay. He's telling me there's nothing else I can do, and I can't be on opiates. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? And this is 2015. And so they schedule it, and I just walk out. And I open carry because I don't have my concealed anymore because I don't open carry around places because I don't want to be. It's just, if you know anything about it, you understand why I don't want to open carry. I want my concealed carry, but I can't afford it right now. I can't even save up $100. I'm going in debt every month. And boo-hoo. So is everybody else. Damn it. I need to take my medicine. It's getting late, and it'll at least help me sit here and speak and not being so fucking fidgety and painful. It hurts. My mouth's fucking dry. What was I saying? I said I was going to write this shit down, and I kind of just thought about it a bunch, and I was like, okay, I'll just wing it. So I'll try this next time. I'll do I'll write it, type it up on my computer, and just go down it as I'm looking at the phone talking. But after all that, I was done. I really was close to killing myself. I was like, I'm gonna go get drunk, and I was gonna either do it in the yard or do it in our bathtub, so it'd be easier to clean up. And I hate that because I want to do it. Well, part of me wants to do it. I don't want to do it, but it's part of me wants to, because it gets closer to that end to you're just going to keep getting worse. So when is worse enough? When is enough? That saying, but how much worse can it get to where I'm finally going to give up? I don't need a cane because I don't fall over, which is a plus. Because some people, I guess, I just thought it was funny with all my issues. I was like, I've never been given a cane, because I know a couple other guys with canes. That's because they have stability and they fall down issues, stuff like that. So that's luck. I've almost fallen. I've had to catch myself a few times, but nothing, never fallen, which is great. That's one. I try to look at the plus of things, or the positive. That's a positive. I can still move. I'm not the worst off. That's what I try to get the point that across. That it's not that I'm the worst or that I can't do anything, but I'm getting to the point where it's very, very fucking hard to do things. Taking care of my dog. I can't give him a bath. It hurts too much. I can get him up there and I get him in. I can't hold him more than a few minutes until it just shoots all down my fucking arm and then into my back and down my leg, and it's constant, and it's just gonna hurt the rest of that day. But so I avoided talking about the rest of that day when that was the first moment where I was like, I'm ready to kill myself. I was just rambling about other shit. So I went to the liquor store and I bought the alcohol, went home, and I think my wife was out of town. So that was even it was perfect setting. because I don't want to do it with her here, and I don't like thinking about what it's like for somebody to find that, because I think she really loves me, but our marriage is a mess. And I'm to blame as much as her, but I'm I've caused her to be the way she is at this point because of my problems. And I don't beat my wife. I don't like do anything like that. But verbally, I'm a miserable person sometimes, and I usually just shut up and walk away. I just go upstairs, and that pisses her off because she wants to communicate. But usually, it's just her talking down to me, or me complaining about something, getting pissed off. And I don't like verbally assault her, but I can get that tone where it's like, of course anybody's gonna be pissed off. So I try not to talk to her in that what do they say, any kind of way. But it's hard sometimes, especially when I'm suffering. It's like she doesn't realize. But that's another whole fucking thing, and I wish it was perfect, but it's not. I love her though. That's the big thing, and she does. I mean, she stays with me. I don't know why. But so yeah, she wasn't home, so that was perfect because then I could just be by myself and think about it and do it. I got my vodka, I get a big thing of Smirnoff, and I drank that whole fucking thing that night. That is like a gallon. I felt hungover for like 2 days after that. I just, oh god, it almost made me not want to ever drink it again. Like, you ever do that? You drink too much of something and then you get like real sick the next day or that night, and then you never want to. You smell it. It's like your mind learns that never fucking touch that again. Yet weed and cannabis is illegal. That's another thing that I tried for a week. I went to a legal area, legal state, and it was what was it, Colorado? Yeah, and it was for a doctor's visit, and they kept saying, well, we don't want you to do any of that, and blah 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I definitely fucking did, and it was the best week. I got to see my brother, and seen him in years, and that was great. It was awkward, but that's expected. I wish I could see him more, but hopefully soon. But the cannabis, I tried. There was indica and sativa, and one makes you more sleepy, and the other one kind of it's better for if you're awake, and it helps with pain, and there's all kinds of different. There's extracts, and I think it's called a tincture, like the dropper. CBD, I feel something. Like, I do feel an effect from it, but it doesn't really take the pain away. It's like I feel like something's there. I feel almost like a buzz, but it's not helping the pain. It's not helping me, like, headaches, mentally, anything like that. So I'm sure it helps some people, and it does take the edge off a little bit. It's hard to explain how medicine helps pain, because even natural stuff like that, the levels fluctuate. It depends on what you're doing, and sometimes, like yesterday, I had a great day. I was moving around. I felt good. And that's rare, and it scares me because I'll sit there and I'm like, oh, I feel good, but I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and the problem is, then if I do something, say it's like noon, and I mowed, I'm fucking beat after that. It hurts to fucking exist, is a good way to say it. Or say I'm cleaning and I cook something, and I'm just doing too much, and then I ruin the rest of the day. So if I do too much, like I would go to the store, I go to different places, it's too much moving around for me to where I have to stop because I'm in so much fucking pain. I'm gonna cry. Like, I rarely cry, but sometimes if I sit there and think about it, yeah, I make myself upset. But the pain gets to where I can't take it anymore. It gets elevated. So I get scared to do that. I don't want to go out and do anything, because then I'm just going to feel more miserable. I'm going to have more pain. And that's hard to explain to anyone, that your wife or your friend or whoever says, hey, you want to come do this? I'm immediately no, I don't want to fucking do that. It's not because I don't love you or want to hang out with you, or I don't want to do that. I enjoy a lot of stuff, especially things I like to enjoy, and I'll say no to doing them because I gotta get ready. I gotta get dressed. I gotta get showered. I gotta get my truck. I gotta drive, and that hurts. Turning bumps. The fucking asshole cuts me off, and then I've got to contemplate all this shit in my head. Like, oh, am I gonna get out and kill him, or is he gonna fucking pull over and try to fight me, or am I gonna even be able to defend myself? Because last time I got in a fight, I ruptured a disc, and I was bedridden for like a fucking week, and like, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it to fight some asshole. Or what if somebody tries to rob me? Oh, if I don't have my gun because I don't have my concealed, like, this is all just shit I worry about. So yeah, back to the doctor. Jesus Christ. So yeah, so he blew me off. I guess he didn't fucking take me seriously. And that's what scares me. There's a ton of that going on, and people don't realize it. They have no fucking idea. So this is just my case. I'm not even the worst case. This shit is all across the board everywhere. All over this fucking country. We have veterans in other countries who have probably no care. And they chose that, but shit, they're probably better off than me in an illegal state for cannabis, and now opiates are basically illegal because they won't give it to us. And they only approve certain care, certain treatments, certain therapies. Like, I can't get massage therapy. I've never had it because I can't afford it. It's too expensive to go I think it's like once a week. I don't fucking know. I looked into it before. I think it was $50. But I haven't looked at it or even considered it in a long time because they've told me it's not approved in my area. The doctor said, oh, well, some areas maybe it's approved, but not this part of North Carolina, the Durham VA. And okay, that's fine, but so we've exhausted all my options. Now what? And back to the suicide one. So I got shit-faced. I drank that whole bottle, which I never do that, but that was a lot. I've never drank that much. Well, it had been a while since I drank that much. And yeah, I just like passed out. I forgot what I was, even thinking about doing. I just got blackout drunk, and I think I fell asleep when I got passed out on the couch and woke up early in the morning, got up, went to bed. I think I threw up. Yeah, I got up, threw up, went to bed, and woke up probably like 2. And I hate that, pisses me off too. It's pathetic. You sleep half your day away, and it reminds me of inmates because they used to do that. They would just sleep. It's because they're depressed. They're miserable, or maybe not miserable, but yeah, shit. Some of them are miserable, and some of them deserve it. Some of them don't, though. That's the hard part. Watching day to day, watch these grown men who, some of them very healthy and smart, intelligent. They have a lot of opportunity, but they've either ruined it or lost it, or just don't see it. And then you see them sleeping all day. It's fucking sad. You see these guys just sleep in their bed all day. It's like, what do you it's depression, mental health, and that's a big problem right now. Everybody says, oh, there's a crisis, mental health crisis. Well, there ain't much they do about it. Now, I'll give them the state props, whatever. They did have a nice mental health program that you, as a just person, go to a doctor, you're not going to get that level of, it's like a camp. And that's what they need. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but problem is you have some that are violent criminals and they take advantage of shit, but a lot of it does good because they don't think the same. There's a lot of guys with like actual developmental issues, like mentally retarded, and they basically just take care of it. You don't realize how many people are in prison right now or in a jail, and it's not even their fault. They're just genetically, biologically, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but a lot of these guys, they're just fucking, they have defects. Like their head is like caved in because they were born, their mom was a crackhead, or they're all fucking deformed, and mentally they're like the mental age of a 13, 15-year-old. Like they don't comprehend things the same. They just get violent and yell and scream, and they're confused and they don't understand. And what the fuck was that noise? Must have been a neighbor's kid. Smells like kids. Try not to ramble. Suicide doctor. Yeah, so I go after that. I think after a couple days of just feeling like shit, and I I think I went to work one day. Maybe I think I was still working at the state, but it was when I was on light duty because they had me in the office, and I might have left early. I would do that too. I would get upset or just fucking hating life, and I was in a lot of pain, and I would have to leave, and my coworkers would make fun of me. They'd pickle me. They, you get supervisors calling you lazy and you're a liar and you're too young to have these problems. And usually I can, whatever. You don't know. You can't see it. But that shit really fucks you up after 4 years of hearing that. Not on top of all the other times you've heard it from other employers and other people and your supervisors, your sergeants, your staff sergeants, your leadership in the military. You go back, I've been fucked with for so fucking long. Maybe that's why my temper's so bad, and I do have the urge just to kill fucking people because there's no other way to stop it than remove them from this fucking earth. And they're shitty people. That's all I can tell you. Some people joke about it. I would have a couple of people I could joke about it with because they knew what was going on and they knew I wasn't faking. Then these other people think I'm faking, like a supervisor. He's an older guy. He's probably in his 50s, so he looks at me. He's like, man, when I was your age, I was in shape, running around. I could do this shit. I had 2 jobs. I understand that, but I'm not you. I have problems you can't see. And he basically rolled his eyes and walk away, whatever. Okay. But he would say shit to me, sly shit on the phone when I'd call in and say, sir, I can't make it in today. I'm in pain. You know how hard it is to explain? Well, I hurt. I hurt too much. I can't do it, basically. Sir, I can't do it. What do you mean? What can't you do? They disrespect me constantly for something I can't help that I've tried to work on. And I was losing weight when I was working out because I'm walking all the time. And I started a diet. I was eating healthy, and I gotta finish this shit. We gotta eat. My wife's coming home. We're gonna eat salad and burger and hot dogs, I think. And I'm gonna just have probably a burger, like a wrap. I cook it and then you cut it up in like quarters and wrap it all up with lettuce, tomato, and I got a jalapeno and red onion. Really good. Just no bread. She'll eat the buns. I told her she needs to stop eating bread too, and the salad, whatever one she found. She said she was stopping at the store, but God damn it. Man, I don't even. There's so much shit. Like once I get into it, it's like a black hole of fucking issues and people and history of just abuse, man. And it seems like it's only it's a little thing here and there, but when it's constant and it's a lot of people, like I was going to work and if somebody said the wrong thing to me, I'd just fucking break down. I was a fucking mess because I was afraid of losing my job. I was afraid that I didn't have a future again. It was bad. In the state, nobody gave a fuck. Like, man, that's another thing. But so I got drunk, blah 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 blah, and I go back to the VA. I said, look, I can't wait a week or however long it was. I think it was I want to say it was a month, so probably a couple weeks. And I was like, I need to see somebody now, and the guy I've seen him before. He's like a space cadet. I've seen him in that office constantly. He always just has the same look. He looks lost, and he also looks like he doesn't give a fuck about what you're saying. And that's just the impression I get. He's just, I don't know if he might be overworked, I don't know. But, I'm not going to say it to him, but I definitely thought it. But I still treat him with respect, like I do everybody, mostly. Some people, you just don't even fucking say a word to them. It's all it's worth. Don't just ignore them. So I come up and I'm realizing like I don't know how to fucking say this. I'm like, I need to talk to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I probably said psychiatrist. I always get them mixed up, but I was like, I need to talk to somebody mental health now. And he's like, what's going on? He's trying to figure it out too. So, and I wasn't being rude about it. I was like, I have an appointment for later, and I can't wait. I need to talk to somebody. There's a lot of shit going on." He's like, "Okay, okay, well, have a seat." He's like, don't leave. Just hang out here, and we'll get you back there." He's like, "Just check in with me, if you're still sitting out here, and we'll see what's going on." So he goes away, and I'm sitting out there. I came in like late at the end of the day, so I was worried I wouldn't even be able to see anybody. And I think it was like 2 or 3. It might have been 2, because I think they close at 5. And I'm like, damn, man, everybody's leaving. So I go back up. I'm like, "Hey, I was here," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, we're still waiting. Sorry, blah blah blah." Same old bullshit. Like, "Oh, it's a long wait. You're a walk-in, but we're gonna see you. Just hold on." I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I'm a patient person because I hate when people are impatient. They keep coming up to the desk and we know you're here. We got you. It's just you gotta wait. That's it. So I do that. I wait, and people are leaving, and they have a fucking little party. The goddamn employees are doing like some picture celebration thing. I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe it's a going away, but they all huddled up, and I'm still in the waiting room. I'm looking at them like, did they not fucking see me? They're walking around, and they were like taking pictures, and she was talking to them. I think the one lady was either leaving or getting promoted, and they're all just in there hanging out. I'm like, I could walk out right now, get my gun, walk back in here, shoot myself, and just be like, "Hey, this whole fucking time you're all having a good old time. I've been in here for 3 hours, sitting here waiting, trying to be patient. I'm glad you're all having fun and eating cake, but I want to kill myself, and nobody gives a fuck." And that's how it is every time I go in there. Nobody gives a fuck. They may. I hope they do. But when you go in there and you hear the same bullshit story every fucking time, and there's no new ideas, no new plans, no resolution for your problems, it's a brick wall. There's nowhere else to go besides down. I'm tired of fucking being down. So I get up, and excuse me, I'm pissed off at this point, so they probably could tell like something was up. I was like, "Excuse me," and I'm still out here, and it's been hours, and the dude fucking said, "Oh shit," he forgot whatever he lied to me for 2 times about. But guess what? I couldn't do shit about it. Nothing. I complained. I said, "This guy forgot that I'm out here asking for help. I'm fucking begging for help to speak to someone who can help me and maybe tell me like, hey, you can do this. Let's try this. Like, you have options. This isn't it. You're not done." But instead, he's over here fucking off. He was gone for like an hour, and like I know who he was. I don't know his name. He's probably still fucking working there. And how many times have they done that and somebody has gone and killed themselves? Or somebody has gone and just said, fuck it, and disappeared? It's crazy to me. When you go and say to them, hey, I'm having a fucking problem right now. I need to talk to mental health. And okay, let me example the state. If an inmate came up to you and even hinted, you had to be very sure and ask them, hey, are you okay? Like, what do you mean by that? Or even if you thought it, you still had needed to call a supervisor. Hey, look, we got a mental health case. He needs to talk to a psychiatrist or whatever. Mental health is what we said. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's psychologist. I always forget which one is like a more therapeutic. And also the medicine side, because they all take meds. But so it's pretty hard when you watch other people, if they do it and they're prisoners, they do it, they can come up and they're taken immediately because of legal ramifications, and it's just the right thing to do. You shouldn't have somebody saying, look, man, I'm fucking done. I got a shank. I'm going to kill myself. Or I have pills. I'm going to overdose tonight. It's our job to also protect these people from each other and themselves. Because it's a humility. Just being a fucking person, human being, having empathy. You don't know everybody's story. So I go into a VA twice and tell them I'm going to kill myself. And guess what? Nothing has fucking happened. I complained about him and the guy in the office. They gave me a number. They said, well, I mean, you can complain to our director and you can call this number. I'm the man. She's like the office manager. She's like, I'm the office manager. I understand. I have it here understood. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. She's like, I know I'm his. It didn't, there was no like, I don't expect them to fire the guy, but that shit, I didn't say this at the time, but imagine who could have been hurt. Imagine what's happened in the past. That's scary. I think about it now, but when I was there, I just said, I'm sitting out here waiting, saying I need help, and look, it's 3 hours. I could have left. Why is nobody doing anything? So finally, they take me back. There's this one nurse. She's a real sweet lady, and she's like, it's okay, just let it out. And I just fucking bawled, like I was shaking, dying, crying so hard. It was just like, ugh. It was like the ugly cry when you make that fucking face. It was bad, and I'm in an office, and they were real nice. They're nurses and probably RNs or a registered nurse practitioner, I think, is who end up coming out. And finally, mental health. This one woman, she was great. She was a nice therapist type, and we were talking. She's like, "You need help, and we're here to help you." And they gave me options. They're like, "Look, I really think you need to go to the hospital. You need to go see." I thought, because the hospital has more options. They have all the doctors. They have, all the specialists that are there. I can at least get my help, and they can tell me that I have options, and I also need to be under suicide watch. So they put me in a fucking hospital. I go to the hospital and sit there. Well, first the security officer is actually a city police officer, and comes in the office. And he's a nice guy. He's a veteran too. I've seen him around. He's a nice guy. It's part of his job. He's got to come in. He's like, look, I got to make sure you don't have any weapons, and I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I do all that. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm good. I understand what you're doing, because he has no idea that I also have had to do this, and that's what makes it even worse. And it's disgraceful. You feel like you're going against what you're supposed to be. Now you're suicidal. Now you're a fucking mental health case. Really, it's embarrassing. And they make you. He made it okay, but they made other people make it fucking hard. They make it worse. So they put me in a room, and or he handcuffs me when who came to get me? I think I was within county, so the county deputy came out, and they explained everything. They were very respectful. They were professional. And he's like, look, I gotta handcuff you. I know, you didn't do anything. It's just for your safety of mine. Blah, 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 blah. I fucking know, dude. I was just handcuffing. I'm waiting. That's what I was waiting for. I'm sitting here like, here, you want them behind or in front? He's like, no, you're good. You can put them in front. So I put them in front, and going to the hospital, and probably one of the most embarrassing, but almost I just didn't give a fuck at that time because I had to walk through, luckily not the waiting room, because I was like, I'm gonna have to walk through the fucking waiting room. Really? What if I see somebody? Because it's my town. I lived there for years. I know a lot of people there. And I was like, man, what if somebody I see, or someone I see sees me or recognizes me, and shit gets out? They're like, yeah, he was in handcuffs. Should get arrested? I'm not gonna lie. No. I went to the VA. Well, what I told people after, actually, because it did come up later. They're like, where were you? Because I was gone for like 2 weeks. And it was a week. I think it was 7 or 8 days. Could have been 6. It felt like forever though. It felt like a fucking month. I go to. Oh my god. I go up. So handcuffs me, takes me to the hospital, and they put me in a room. And I sit. I had the little bed. It's nice because it's got the you can adjust it. And oh no, that one didn't have the damn remote. That one you had to get up. And they had me. No, I wasn't handcuffed then, because when they took me in, I was, yeah. But then when I got to the room, they took them off, and they had me change clothes, and they got to search you basically. You just have to nude, you just spin around, show them you don't have anything, to harm yourself with and give you the smock. And luckily, they let me keep my underwear because they didn't say anything about it, so I put them back on. Even though they should have, technically they're supposed to take it because you can hang yourself with elastic and all the other shit. You wrap it around, but it was kind of like one of those things that like they have a certain type of fabric that can only hold up like